Here you are, 10 days in. How are you feeling about this painting experience? Are you enjoying the process? What? Oh, you're just here for the first time? Well, welcome. I'm Samaj. This is Creating with Samaj. And we've been here now for 10 days. And every day we show up for 15 or 20 minutes and we paint together. We get things out of our head and onto paper so that we can just have a little space to have for ourselves. And I believe at the end of the year, if we do this every single day for 15 or 20 minutes, at the end of the season, the end of the year, we'll have over 365 creations that you did, that you made, that are from your own hands, from your work. So I think that's pretty exciting. So if you're ready today, go ahead and grab your coffee, grab your tea. Hopefully you're going to grab your supplies as well, and you'll join me as we go to the page and figure out what's going to show up today. And are you liking this new format? I hope so. I thought it was more fun to paint along with me. Every day we show up for 15 or 20 minutes painting together. Oh, and we're using, of course, our Canson XL and our Prang Oval 16, and we have new washi tape. I'm noticing this might not be my best side, but that's okay. I can always change it up. And I am going to slightly twist my body so that I can see you better. So what's going to show up today? Ooh, let's juicy up our paints before we begin. 10 days in. 10 days in. Oh. I honestly think this is one of the most fun parts of this, because you honestly never know what's going to show up. And I know that sounds crazy, but you just go to the page and just something all of a sudden, just a line shows up and then it becomes something else. Oh. So I saw this really fun thing the other day with this grandmother and granddaughter, and I'm going to leave the link below because I think it's a really adorable video. They together did scribble art, and if you've never done scribble art, it sounds like it's really fun and something I would like to do when I find a friend who wants to do some scribble art with me. Essentially, the idea is one person makes a line and then the other person finishes it off, and then that next person makes a line, and then that person goes back and finishes it off. And what I mean by finishing it off is you take that line and you turn it into a story, and it just keeps growing. Up, there's the birds are going to be noisy. Let's Helios. Helios. That's what we're going to hear during our session today, so this will be fun. Goodness gracious, all the things that go flooding through my head as I'm doing this. As the bird starts screaming and the noise downstairs starts sending me off, I realize as I'm getting older, and maybe it's a thing, as you get older you get more sensitive to sound. Maybe that's why, like, the person on the street that used to be old was cranky and used to scream at the kids when we were young and making noise, because I personally, as I've gotten older, noise is something that really triggers me. Really triggers me. Like if people are just too loud, if things are just too loud, I would be okay living on the top of a mountain by myself as a hermit. That's just the truth. So I guess these are going to be maybe some flowers over the fence. Is what it looks like it's becoming today. Oh, did you notice the painting here as well? Kind of did a little update on it. I really like this area over here, if you can see that. I don't know if you can really see that, but I like this area. What I learned the other day is you can actually scrub a painting. If you don't like it, you can just erase the whole thing and start all over again, which might be something that could happen. I'm just starting oils, so you know, it's a creative process, and we're learning along the way and not having any judgment about it. I just, you know, maybe I'll leave it. The sky's interesting. So many things, so many thoughts, so many things, so many thoughts. So many things, so many thoughts. Maybe I'm just becoming a cranky old man. Maybe that's the truth. Maybe I spend too much time by myself. But I really do. I cannot tell you how much I just savor and relish quiet. When we're here, you don't hear any sound, right? There's nothing going on. And I like that. So 10 days into our creativity, and if you're just joining me, welcome. And for those of you that are subscribing, thank you very much. I appreciate your subscribing. It's great to have you along on this creative journey. I appreciate you wanting to enhance yourself and become more creative in your path. You know, and just seeing what's in you. Seeing what you got. Not often that we get to have a whole sketchbook that we get to create whatever we want, and it can be as expressive and expansive as you want it to be, with all the different things that you can put in it. And just seeing how our brain works and where it wants to go. Like, I never thought of a fence. It's just that mark happened, and then it just kept happening, and before you know it, we have flowers growing over a fence. I am really looking forward to spring this year. Well, every single year I look forward to spring. I just excited for all the potential that's going to be out there. Gosh, he is so noisy today. I don't know what his issue is. I really kind of want to go down and yell at him. My partner, who I adore, tends to incite the animals. The dog only barks when he's around. The cats misbehave more when he's around. And the birds go crazy more when he's around. And if the bird, especially Emerald, is out of the cage, he goes in like straight for him. Straight for him. tries to land on him, tries to land on his shoulder, always wants to go up and nibble on his ear, and he doesn't like that. It's kind of like a person who doesn't like cats. You know, if a person doesn't like cats, boy, that cat is right there at their feet all around them, and the person's like, get that cat away. My partner, I think, feels that way about the bird. And he doesn't bite your ear hard. He bites me hard. That's what all of these little marks are on my hands. That's from my green cheek conure, and my sun conure, who I'm working on training them not to bite, because the sun conure is getting much better, but the green cheek, he's not doing so well, and his hormonal screaming, the screeching, has just like increased so much. I told you the other day that I had to separate the two of them because he is just being so horrific to poor little Helios and just taking off all of his feathers and keeping him from eating. So I feel like texting him and saying, like, let him out or something. Added noise to the morning is always a joy, always a joy. Have to celebrate the added noise in the morning. Celebrate, 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 celebrate the added noise in the morning so it doesn't make you crazy, 'cause if you just let it make you crazy, it'll make you too crazy. Seriously. Seriously, seriously, seriously. Like, why the add extra noise? Yes, it's Friday. It's Friday the 10th. Can you believe it? 10 days in. 10 days into this adventure, and we are enjoying the process of painting together. I trust you're enjoying it, and it's not laborious for you, or it's not creating all sorts of angst, because that's not what we're going for. Angst is not what we're after. We're after, just some enjoyment, some calm, some peace, some getaway, just a chance to, be with ourselves. I found out in our local community there is going to be an art battle at a local gallery, and I guess the art battle is that they have different artists show up and they give you a theme and everybody paints on the theme, and then people vote to see who the artist is whose work they like the most. I thought that sounds like a really fun adventure, and then I thought, I'd compete. I'm not really a competitive person. I just wanted to go to experience the experience of painting with the other people, and then I thought, well, that probably defeats the purpose of me being there, because they want it to be a competition. And we talked about I'm not an overly competitive individual. That's just the way it is. I don't know what kind of flowers these are, but they're fun to see peeking over the fence. Oh, you know what they probably are? Since they're orange, they might be Tithonia. Do you like those flowers? I love them in the summertime. They bring so many monarch butterflies. It's really astounding. If you've never planted them, you might want to plant them. Tithonia, also known as Mexican sunflower. They have furry stems. They're really beautiful. You can save the seeds too and propagate from saved seeds, which is something I love to do. I'm a seed saver, and so I have throughout my yard lots and lots of seeds that I have saved over the years. And I just keep replanting them every year. And then I just save the next batch. And it saves money, but it also is just a really fun experience to see what comes back every year. Because, it's just the power of nature. And like one flower can give probably 100, 200 or more seeds. That's just amazing to me. From one flower comes all that potential. Kind of like what comes from you. One practice can bring out all sorts of potential, but you don't know if you don't try. If you don't try to give it like a little zhuzh to see, where it's going to go, tickling that part of you, seeing what shows up and how it shows up. We have to invest in us in 2025. That's the big thing I keep hearing. I listen a lot to, I guess I could get woo on you now, to the universe, because I spend a lot of time in quiet, and I can just know and understand that this year the best investment that you can do is an investment in you. Investing back in you is just, it always has the best returns. You can't beat the returns on investing in you. Knowledge is something that can never be taken away from you. Once you own it, it's yours. It belongs to you, and you get to share it with others, making you into like a superhero or a powerful individual, being able to share wisdom and knowledge with others, helping them expand and grow. I mean, that's pretty amazing. So listen, look, Sailor Moon would agree with me. So just maybe lean into that this year. Lean into the potential of, what you got in you. What's the potential? What are your seeds of potential that are lying dormant in you that if you plant them, they might grow? And what's really funny is some seeds can lie dormant for a really long time, like 25, 30 years, and given the right conditions, they'll sprout, they'll grow, and they'll propagate. So, your life is a garden, and you have an opportunity to always plant. Well, you're always planting seeds in the garden of your life. Our soil in our lives is very fertile. So you have to think about the things that you do, because some people refer to it as karma, but I just think those are seeds you're planting all along the way. So maybe be more mindful of the seeds you desire to plant. And, that's my old man word for the wise to you today. Because, some of that stuff comes back and it ain't pretty. It ain't not pretty. Those weeds are ugly and hard to get out. Trust me. Looks like a little mossy moss got on the fence there. That's kind of cool. Oh, I forgot my knots. I was supposed to leave them out, but that's okay. That's okay. I am not stressing about what I didn't do, because our time is almost coming to a close, and I just want to make sure that I get a sky in. however that sky wants to show up here. Nice and blue, juicy, wet, and lovely. Little blue here, little blue there, there, here, back and forth, forth and back and forth. Yeah, I'm a weird guy. That's just it. I'm old, I'm weird, and I embrace the old weird guy in me. Probably why I don't have a lot of friends, but that's okay. That's the story. That's the story of my life, and it's never bothered me. It used to bother me, but maybe that's another video for another day, because we are literally over time today, because I might have just talked a bit too much. But that's all right. Thanks for joining me today on this painting adventure. We have new washi tape, you see. We have our coloring book theme continues. Flowers over the fence. Probably Tithonia. I'll leave a link below so you can see what that flower looks like. And as always, it is an absolute pleasure to have you here with me. And I am Samaj, and this is Creating with Samaj. Thank you so much for being here. Wherever you are, I trust you have the most amazing day. And until then,